You ever stare at your tank thinking, why does my jungle look like a sad salad? Leaves melting, algae partying on the glass, and your light blasting like a miniature sun? Yeah, been there. When I set up my first planted tank, I grabbed the cheapest light I could find. It said, full spectrum, perfect for plants. 2 weeks later, my plants looked like boiled spinach, and I was Googling, why is my aquarium glowing green at midnight? That's when I realized aquarium lighting isn't just plug and glow, it's the heart of your ecosystem and the easiest way to ruin it. So today, I'm sharing 11 lighting lessons I wish I knew earlier, so you can skip the mistakes, save your plants, and maybe keep your sanity intact. And hey, if you've ever bought a budget miracle light that turned your tank into a science experiment, you're officially one of us. So before we dive in, hit that subscribe button, because around here, we turn beginner chaos into planted tank zen. Lesson 1, the miracle of spectrum and color temperature. I used to think, more colors equals more growth. Nope. 5,000 to 6,500 Kelvin is the magic range. It mimics daylight. That's the spectrum your plants actually use for photosynthesis. Anything bluer? Your tank looks like a hospital. Too warm? It's an algae rave. Stick with daylight tones. Your plants thrive, and your eyes thank you. Unless you like your tank looking like an alien nightclub, then by all means, rave on. Lesson 2. Par beats watt every time. Here's the trap. We all obsess over watts and lumens, but your plants don't read the box. They use PAR, photosynthetically active radiation. That's what actually feeds them. Wattage tells you how much power the light consumes, lumens tell you how bright you see it, and PAR tells you how much light your plants can use. Think of PAR as the protein in your diet. Lots of calories mean nothing if it's all junk food. Lesson 3, the Photoperiod trap and the siesta trick. More light hours don't mean faster growth, they mean faster algae. Start with 6 to 8 hours per day. And if you want to sound fancy, try the Siesta Method. Split your day into 2 shorter light sessions. Plants handle naps surprisingly well. Algae? Not so much. So yeah, even your aquarium can benefit from a lunch break. Lesson 4. Spread and shadows matter. Light isn't magic, it's geometry. If half your plants sit under hardscape shadows, they're starving, not lazy. Adjust the light angle, raise the fixture, or add reflectors. If your carpet looks patchy, your light's throwing shade in all the wrong places. Balance spread, and you'll go from spotlight drama to Hollywood glow. Lesson 5. Match the light to your plants. Not all plants crave the sun. Anubias, Java fern, crypts, they love soft light and chill vibes. But carpeting plants or red stems, they want intensity, CO2, and a consistent routine. So instead of asking, how much light do I need? Ask, who am I trying to grow? Because lighting your tank without knowing your plants is like cooking without knowing what's in the fridge. Lesson 6, the power of color spectrum. Blue promotes growth, red boosts pigment, green pleases the human eye. RGB setups look great on Instagram, but balance is what matters. Too much red equals algae, too much blue equals weak stems, too much green equals, well, it just looks weird. You're not lighting a concert stage, you're growing life. So keep it balanced. Your plants don't need a rave DJ. Lesson 7. Algae isn't the enemy, it's a symptom. Every aquarist has had that "why is my tank turning into pea soup" moment. Algae is not evil, it's a message. It's your ecosystem screaming, "Hey genius, balance your light and CO2." If you blast high light without feeding your plants properly, algae takes the free buffet. Dial back intensity, add CO2 or liquid carbon, and suddenly the green nightmare fades into a lush, balanced forest. Lesson 8. Dimmable lights equals peace of mind. This one's a game changer. A dimmable fixture gives you control, something beginner tanks desperately need. Start low, around 50 to 60% intensity, and slowly increase as your plants adjust. Think of it like aquarium therapy. Small doses, consistent sessions, no sudden shocks. Bonus, timers, because who hasn't forgotten to turn off the lights and woken up to a disco of algae? Lesson 9. Equipment and budget reality check. Ah yes, the $25 full spectrum miracle light, I've bought it too, and all it grew was disappointment. Cheap lights can keep plants alive, but they rarely make them thrive. Mid-range models like Naikuru, Higger, or Chihiro's. The series hit the sweet spot. Reliable power, balanced spectrum, fair price. So skip the flashy ads promising pro results for pennies. They're the aquarium version of diet pills. Nice marketing, terrible reality. Lesson 10. Tank depth and light penetration. Here's something I wish someone told me. Light loses strength fast, about 30% for every 10 centimeters of depth. So if you've got a tall tank and wonder why your carpet plants look depressed, it's not them, it's physics. Measure PAR at the substrate, not just the surface. And if you can't, at least compensate with higher intensity or a second fixture. Otherwise, your lower plants are basically living in the basement. Lesson 11. Consistency is the hidden superpower. The real secret isn't power, it's patience. Changing light settings every few days is like moving the sun for your plants. They get stressed, stop photosynthesizing properly, and melt. Set your routine, keep it steady for a few weeks, and only tweak one thing at a time. Trust the process. Growth takes time. Your plants don't need a new light, they need consistency, and maybe fewer midnight experiments. Bonus tip: the overthinking myth. Every aquarist goes through this phase. You're deep in PAR charts, spectrum graphs, Kelvin curves, and meanwhile, your plants are whispering, "Just pick a stable light and leave us alone." Science matters, but so does simplicity. The best tank isn't the one with the most expensive gear, it's the one that's balanced, consistent, and cared for. So stop stressing over the perfect light. Start focusing on consistent light. Your plants and your wallet will thank you later. If you made it this far, you're not just watching, you're learning. And that makes you officially part of the Fish Tank Mastery Crew. Here, we don't chase perfection. We build it, one mistake at a time. We experiment. We laugh when things go wrong, and somehow, we end up with tanks that look better than we planned. So if you love figuring things out the smart way, with fewer algae, fewer regrets, and way more aha moments, hit that subscribe button and join our underwater think tank. And don't swim off yet. The next video will change the way you see aquarium and balance forever. Seriously, your tank will thank you later. Until next time, keep the lights steady, the plants thriving, and your curiosity flowing.